Hello, everyone listening to New ICR Radio. This is Highlight News. I'm your host, Michael Mancuso, and today I have some interesting things to talk about. But before we get into the news, I want to once again sponsor the event I talked about last week. This is an event being hosted by the e-board of AIL. It's a group here at Iona College. The event is called Get Your Game On. It costs $6 to stay for the whole night from 3 p.m. Saturday to 3 p.m. Sunday, or $1 to play for 1 hour. Get Your Game On is an event that raises money for a charity known as Child's Play. You can donate if you decide to go to Get Your Game On. It is $6 for the entire day, once again, and 3 p.m. It's from 3 p.m. tomorrow to 3 p.m. Sunday, from the 29th to the 1st. So, starting off, I kind of want to start off on a different note than going to the highlights. I want to talk about some YouTube drama that happened recently that I'm really happy YouTube, they finally decided to take action against this channel that was exploiting children, I guess. So I'm really excited to talk about this. I was really excited to hear about it too. To those people who frequently heard about the drama involving a channel known as I'm J Station, well, I got some good news for you. Recently, YouTube decided to finally, and I can't stress it enough, demonetize Jason Ethier, which is the name of the YouTuber of the channel, the creator. They finally decided to demonetize his channel. He had around 5.5 million subscribers. This means his channel can't make any more money. So for those who are confused about what I may be talking about, let me explain briefly. J Station is a channel that his rise to fame, he grabbed onto a trend known as 3 a.m., where he would do things at 3 a.m., but I didn't believe it at first. And then he got a new apartment for some reason. And then, he showed the outside was all dark and it was possibly 3 a.m. But the thing he was doing that was kind of controversial at the time was contacting dead celebrities. One of them was Mac Miller. You have XXXTentacion. I don't condone of this. I thought that was really messed up what he did. And he made a lot of money off of that, and he's not going to make money off of that anymore. So, the videos heard around YouTube, was what I call this subject. He made 3 videos. They were about his girlfriend. So he was going to do this stunt where he had his girlfriend fake her death in some sort of car accident. Now, this is kind of bad to do because if people found out this was fake, and it was fake, you get a lot of flack for what's going on. So the second video he made was going to her supposed site of the crash. Once again, the video was fake, and yeah. Then people were predicting that he was going to make the video where he contacted his girlfriend with an Ouija board. People were now very angry about this. So I want to talk about his impressionable audience versus us YouTuber viewers as the sensible audience. His audience are a bunch of impressionable young kids who actually do believe that this stuff could happen. And I think that this is bad for him because, what if they do believe that one of his friends did die? That's crazy. Well, as a sensible audience, us as viewers of these videos, we know that she didn't really die. They were pulling a stunt for money, pretty much. And that's kind of messed up. His girlfriend, whose name is Alexia, she got involved and went up to him and said, "Hey, we're breaking up." And I thought that was a good move, honestly, because I wouldn't want to spend any more time with that guy who has been manipulating you, saying, "Oh, you gotta fake your death for views. I'll give you the money." Stupid. That's very stupid. So then by Alexia, he gets accused of assault and all that. He goes to court, and this is the reason why YouTube demonetized him. Not because he was exploiting these videos, these people, and the deaths of these people. He went to court, and that's why YouTube demonetized him. It took them 3 years to do this. And I think they were really slow to do it. But hey, he's still demonetized, and now he can't make money off those very exploitative videos. So that's something. And his last video, which proves that he was in it for the monetary gain and not for his audience, said he was going on a hiatus. He didn't know how long, maybe a week, maybe a month, maybe a year, citing in his own words, but he's going on hiatus. Why? Because he can't make money off of YouTube anymore because he's demonetized. He can't make money off of YouTube, so he's leaving. He's leaving YouTube, apparently. YouTube's reason why they did it, because he went to court and he went to jail for a couple days or weeks. I'm not sure how much time his jail sentence was, but he went to jail, and that's why they demonetized his content. Not because of all those things he did long ago. And that pretty much explains the situation of what was going on with this J Station fellow and his exploitation on YouTube. I'm really happy. My reaction is I'm really happy that he's demonetized because he can't exploit this impressionable young audience who's on YouTube watching his videos. He can't exploit them for money because he's demonetized. He can't make money anymore. And that's the end of the story, really. And I'm happy about that. So on to the main segment, the news highlights. I'm going to talk about, once again, the coronavirus. Very, very terrible. It's spreading everywhere. I looked online, and there are cases in places I wouldn't even expect there to be coronavirus. So, and now is the time to be worrying about traveling because, spring break's a couple of weeks ahead, and, you're planning to travel. But, hey, this coronavirus is pretty much everywhere, I believe. So, I know I talked about this last week, but I need to talk about it again this week. The cases are skyrocketing in countries that I would not expect to be affected by the disease. Italy is the country I least expected it to be affected, has over 400 cases and around 12 reported deaths. And I think this is very crazy. I wouldn't expect Europe to be affected by a disease that's taking place far west in Asia and where, China, Japan, Malaysia, Korea. I wouldn't expect there to be coronavirus there in Italy. And then in Iran, there are more than 200 cases and 26 reported deaths. Here in the United States, there are around 60 cases, and thank God, no deaths so far. More countries that I wouldn't expect that were hit. I don't have details how many cases there are, how many deaths. But we have on this list Canada, Spain, France, the UK, Germany, Austria, Australia, Switzerland, Finland, Sweden, and Greece. A lot of European countries I listed there because I didn't expect there to be a coronavirus in Europe. The cases ranged around 27 affected, such as in Germany, but no deaths there in Germany, I believe, and around 2 deaths being reported, only coming from France. And not only is this affecting health, it's affecting stocks. From the publishing source The Guardian, they released a story on Thursday called "Coronavirus Fears Triggered One of the Biggest One-Day Fall on the U.S. Stock Market." As the subtitle reads, the Dow plunges 1,190 points, as analysts say the virus could inflict as much damage as the 2008 crisis. I believe that crisis was with the housing, involved the housing market. I'm not really sure. I'm not really that good with stocks. But if I were you, I would definitely avoid travel this spring break. I wouldn't want to risk catching coronavirus and being affected by it. I would just avoid traveling for spring break this year. Here's the second story. I have 2 stories. There's a trail runner. I read about this story. It was a trail runner in Washington. He broke his leg on a patch of ice. His name is Joseph Oldendorf. He's 26 years old. He fell on a patch of ice and broke his leg. He had to crawl 8 hours to get some cell phone service to call for help. And I believe this is a story about him showing his determination to get out alive. You want to live, so do what you have to do to live. It comes from the news publisher. The details I got come from the news publisher, the Mercury News. A runner crawled for nearly 8 hours to find help after injuring his leg on a remote trail in Washington's Olympic Peninsula. Authorities said displaying incredible grit and determination to self-rescue likely prevented more serious injury in this case, meaning he wasn't going to get hurt more. His determination got him out of the situation that he was in currently. So, the Jefferson County Search and Rescue said in a statement on Facebook around 5:30 p.m. Friday, Joseph Oldendorf was injured when he slipped on a patch of ice on the Duckabush River Trail in Olympic National Park, Washington, according to the release. Oldendorf, who ran cross-country at Regis University in Denver, was about 10 miles from the trailhead. on what is known as a strenuous route with rugged terrain. Having expected to return from his run in the early evening, he wore just light clothes and had minimal supplies. So imagine this, you're out there in the wilderness, in the park, running, and you break your leg. You have this light clothing on, you have not much supplies on you, and it's freezing cold out. That would be terrible. It would be very terrible. So he had his phone, but he had no signal. He had a battery in his phone too. So that's pretty much it with that story. At 12:45 a.m. Saturday, he was more than halfway back on the trailhead when he realized his phone had signal. That's when he called 911, and that's when he got rescued. So before I end, I want to look at the forecast for today and the next week. So Friday, we're going to have a high of 42 today and a low of 29. It's going to be very chilly out there. That's what I felt when I came into the studio today. It's mostly clear though, so it's pretty nice out. So Saturday, a high of 37 and a low of 26, partly sunny. Sunday, a high of 46, a low of 34, again, partly sunny. Monday is going to be nice and warm, high of 53, low of 44, mostly clear. Tuesday is going to be a high of 56 and a low of 50. Mostly cloudy in the morning and noon, but light showers possibly predicted in the afternoon. And it's a really nice day, too, with those high temperatures. Wednesday, a high of 58, the highest in the next week, and a low of 44. Rain, light rain throughout the entire day. And Thursday, a high of 49 and a low of 36. Mostly sunny throughout the entire day. And that's it with everything I have. This is all the time I have for now. This is Michael Mancuso, host of Highlight News, signing off.